All I can tell you from history is that these things go up and down, but essentially once inflation starts and once they've printed a lot of money, it goes on for a while. I mean, the 70s, the last time we had a serious bout, it lasted over a decade. I don't know why it won't happen the same way this time, because the money printing has been much greater and all over the world this time, everywhere. So maybe they'll slow down for a while, and I hope they do. I would suspect that once peace comes in Ukraine, they will get a little bit calmer. They will say, oh, okay, things are going to be better now, and they will stop raising interest rates so rapidly. But then when they see that inflation is still here and just as bad, then they'll have to raise even more.
One of the things, Jim, I know you've talked about before is the risk of a dollar decline that threatens its reserve status related to that inflation argument. So we're getting 8% inflation. We had a pandemic. Dollar's highest going back to .com era. Are you surprised by the strength of the greenback here?
Oh, no. If you look around the world, where are you going to put your money? You're not going to put your money in Japan or England or even the euro. The dollar is the less dirty shirt in the laundry. So, yes, it's there. And throughout history, Oliver, when there's turmoil, people have looked for a safe haven. And for historic reasons, people think the U.S. dollar is a safe haven. It's not. It's not. The U.S. is the largest debtor nation in world history now, but people don't think that way yet, and they're looking for a safe haven, so they rush into the U.S. dollar. No, I own a lot of U.S. dollars, as I've told many people for a while.
Jim, what replaces it, though? Does the thesis about the dollar's risk change based on the results of COVID, where we printed so much, to your point, but we still came out the best? I mean, China is still having problems with COVID. Doesn't look like the Chinese currency is a threat at the moment. The euro has major political instability. If the dollar's at risk, what's chipping away at its potential?
Well, I hope that you will tell us, TD Ameritrade will tell us, what's going to replace the dollar. I'm looking for it every day. And no currency stayed on top for more than 100, 150 years in history. We've been there a long time. We have serious problems with the largest debtor nation in world history. And many countries are looking to find a replacement. The international medium of exchange is supposed to be neutral. You can use it for anybody, can use it for anything. But Washington has now changed those rules, and if they get angry at you, they cut you off. Well, people say, wait a minute, that's not the way it's supposed to work. So we are forcing people, we, the U.S., are forcing people to finding something to compete with the dollar. They were already, but now they're accelerating it because people see what happened to Russia, and people said it could happen to us too. So I don't know what it's going to be yet. Normally, I would say maybe the Chinese renminbi, but it's a blocked currency. You can't even buy and sell it yet. So I don't know yet, Oliver, but I assure you I'm looking, because it's going to be extremely important to all of us in the future.
We're going to hear from a big Bitcoin bull later in the show, Jim. Should we listen up with attention if the dollar's under threat? Is the crypto market the solution? Are you a believer?
Well, you should certainly listen up to everybody, no matter how weird their ideas are, because who knows? That's sometimes where you get a new insight. I don't see, every country in the world is now working on crypto money. In China, you cannot take a taxi with renminbi. You have to have your phone money, and the U.S. is working on it. But Oliver, when the U.S. says, okay, this is money now, I don't think the U.S. government's going to say, okay, this is now the U.S. money. But if you want to use that money over there, you can use that money too. That's not the way those guys think. They're bureaucrats. They want control. They want monopoly. So if the crypto money ever becomes serious threats, I'm afraid governments will reassert their monopoly, reassert their control, and then there goes crypto money, non-government crypto money.
Right now, crypto markets are trading 1-to-1 with the NASDAQ. Jim, you know that equity markets have been getting blasted here. Seemingly the easiest to explanation is the Fed tightening things up and reversing that easy policy. How far down do we go from here? Is this the popping of a bubble that was made over the last couple of years?
Well, the U.S. stock market, and I'll use that, even though there are many other markets, has never had such a long period in our history where things didn't have a big bear market. It's been since 2009, so that's 13 years. Now, it could last 33 years. Who knows how long it will last? But we're already well overdue time-wise, historically-wise. Inflation is coming, interest rates are going up, so I would suspect we're getting closer to the end. I see many of the signs that you always see at the end of a bull market. And as I say, I mean, many people are piling into stocks now, which is usually a bad sign. I own shares. I'm not selling short yet. My plan, as I said, is when the peace comes and the big rally, peace rally comes, that's when I will start selling and selling short.
So if you're talking European resolution in Ukraine, rally as a result of that, it's going to be the short opportunity?
Well, I don't know what's going to cause it. I'm a simple person. I would just suspect that somebody is going to sit down in Russia or Ukraine or somewhere and say, look, this is all madness. Let's stop this. Nobody's gaining from it. At that point, peace will come. People will worry less about inflation. They'll say, okay, the Ukrainians and the Russians can sell wheat again. They can sell oil. People will be less worried about inflation, at least psychologically. That will make the Fed say, okay, we don't need to be so strict. And that will cause the big rally, but that will probably be the last. In my view, that will be the last rally. It doesn't mean it's not going to be over in a week. It's not going to be over in a month. You know, usually the last gasp in a bull market, it turns into a blow-off, and really strange things happen. You look at 1999, when that bull market had its blow-off, insane things happen. They always do.